Good afternoon, everyone. Starting today, I will be making a video series of musical instruments. After that, I will have a special craft for us to do. So let me just take this time to give a little shout out to everybody at Bonfay KH School, staff and students. I miss you guys like crazy. So this is just something that I'm wanting to do for us. And anybody else who watches these videos, you're more than welcome to watch them. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we are going to be talking about percussion. So some of you might be wondering, well, what is a percussion instrument? So a percussion instrument is an instrument that can be struck or shaken. So some of the examples of percussion instruments that can be shook would be like drums. You have to either use your sticks or use your hands to beat on the drums. There is something called a gong, which is big, round, circle, almost kind of like a big old cymbal. And you take a mallet and you strike it, and it makes this bong sound. Okay? And then you also have xylophones. Again, we get to use mallets for the xylophones, and they're the instruments that you use to play like this. So instruments that can be shaken that are part of the percussion instrument family would be tambourine. Those ones you shake or you can tap them with your hands. And jingle bell and maracas. So those are the ones that you shake like this number. Okay? So there are two types of percussion instruments. Okay, the first type is called a definite pitch. What that means is that some of these instruments have more than one pitch. They have more than one tone. So like with the xylophone, it goes la 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 la. Okay, that's the tone. That's the type of pitch. Whereas something like a drum per se, it's not gonna have a pitch. Okay, drums usually have something like this. We call that an indefinite pitch because it doesn't really have a pitch. Okay. Percussion instruments can also do something really cool. They can mimic the weather. Have you ever heard of, like, whenever you're watching a movie and you hear the thunder rolling? Well, a lot of times what they'll use a metal sheet and they'll shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it to make it sound like thunder. Or whenever you hear a lightning crash, it's usually the crash of some cymbals going whoosh together. Today, we're going to talk about a percussion instrument called the rain stick. Rain stick. So they're not really sure where the rain stick originated from, but they believe that it comes from a country in South America called Chile. So I'm going to show you where that is on our map. Use my big old book. All right, so if we're looking at our world map here we are in America up here. South America is just below us, and Chile is right on the edge of South America down there, okay? And so why would they make a rain stick, would you? Well, a rain stick was one of the instruments they would use to help them whenever they wanted the rain to come. So they had special dances that they would do. It's hot. It's a drought season happening, and we want the rain to come. So we're going to have a special rain dance. And they would have shakers, they would have drums, they would have all kinds of instruments. They believed if you did this certain dance, you played these certain instruments, the rain would come. So today, what we're going to get to do is we're going to make a rain stick. The rain stick is usually made of dead cactus tubes. They would take a dead cactus, they'd chop up its little arms, you know, the arms that kind of do this stick out. Okay, so they would take these cactus, the tubed part of it, and then with the cactus spines, those little prickly things, they would pop those in there, and then they would fill it with pebbles. Now, our rain stick that we're going to make today doesn't necessarily use pebbles, but we are going to use something else. So let's get started with our rain stick. Okay, so the things you're going to need to make your rain stick are things that you can find around your house. So first of all, you're going to need a paper towel roll. Everybody should be having some of these left over, right? Then you're going to need some tape. You're going to need some handy dandy scissors here. Please be careful. I encourage you to do this with your parents so that way they can help you with scissors. If you need help with the scissors. You're going to need some Reynolds wrap here. Reynolds wrap. You're going to need some markers. And then you're also going to need some of filling. I'm using today what's called lentils and also rice. It's something that you can find at any supermarket. It's just little tiny, something that we're going to fit with our rain stick. It's what's going to make it sound like rain. You're also going to need a couple of either sheets of parchment paper or just regular paper, and you want to cut out like a good size squares. I'll explain why in just a minute. You're also going to need a pencil and a marker of some sort. You can use your colored markers, or if you don't have any markers, you can use crayons, colored pencils, whatever you feel like using. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I already did one earlier, so this is going to be like the end product. This is what we want. Here's my rain stick that I made earlier today. I colored it. So this is what we're going to want it to look like and sound. So, like, doesn't that sound cool? It kind of sounds like rain. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for here. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your paper towel holder. You want to take your piece of paper and you're going to trace the bottom, and you're basically going to do this twice. You're going to trace the bottom and the top of your roll. I'm going to use my marker. Trace around my roll here. So I've traced my roll, and then I'm also going to draw, I'm going to use my pencil for this, I'm going to draw a circle, but it's going to go around the one that I just drew. I want to give it enough space. So I'm drawing my circle, a bigger circle around my smaller circle. There's a reason why we're going to do this. See the line there? You want to draw, so you're going to have two circles, one on the inside and one on the outside. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our two pieces of paper here and we're going to cut out along the outer circle. So you want to cut on your pencil line, not on your marker line. Okay, so carefully taking your scissors, carefully. Okay, you're going to cut out outer circle. Okay, so now we have two. And I'm going to go ahead and trace on this one with my marker. I'm going to put it in the middle, so it's in the middle. That's what we want. We want an inner circle and an outer circle. So, okay. So now we have two. All right, so what we're going to do with this first one, we're going to draw a couple of lines that we're going to cut on that will lead to the middle of the circle. So what that means is we're going to kind of think of it like a clock. You have 12 o'clock, so you're going to push your pencil to 12 o'clock like that. Okay, there's 12 o'clock. And then we're going to do another one for 3 o'clock. 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, okay? Or you can think of it like a compass, north, south, east, west, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw another line in between those, okay? Kind of in the middle. All right, so now it should look something like this, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut those lines to the middle of the circle. We're not going to cut all the way across, just to the middle of the circle, okay? Cut to the circle line. Just like this, okay? Now we have, again, if we didn't cut all the way through, we just cut right up to the circle, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to kind of bend them just a little bit, bend them up. Bend them up a little bit, just to the line. What we're going to do is we're going to now stick this on the end of our rain stick here. And then we're going to tape it on. So we're going to take the edge here. I'm going to stick it like so. Okay, we're going to see how it's going to push down like that. We want it to push down. What I've been doing, how I did mine the first time, was I took a little bit of tape and I taped a few pieces down at a time. That way, you know, it'll work better if you just tape a little bit at a time. So. Don't worry if some of it is sticking up, because we're about to wrap some more of this lovely tape around our thing here. Okay, so I've got it kind of tacked on there, and now I'm going to take the roll and just wrap it up. Okay, like so. Do it around a couple times just to make sure we got it on there. Don't want it falling off in your beans or whatever you decide to use to fall out. Now, sometimes you can probably find little pebbles. I didn't really have little pebbles around, so the beans and the rice left. Okay. All right. So and now we have this part done. Yay! Okay. So the next part involves our aluminum foil or tin foil. Okay. So how this works? You want to take your tube here, and you kind of want to measure out with how much aluminum or tin foil you're going to use. So, pull a nice size sheet out, or measure it. You want a little bit above the top part. You want about this much. Okay, can you see that? You want about this much. You want a little bit up top. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to squish it together. Squish it together. Squish it, squish it. Okay? Just like this. Okay? Alright. So, what I did with my other one was I had this little pipe here, but you can use either your markers that you've been using or anything. We're going to turn this into a little spiral. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it around here. Make it spiral. So we have our spiral. Stretch it out a little bit. This guy is going to go directly into our towel roll. Now, just like that. You have a nice little spiral going into pink tassel. I'm going to open up my spirals just a little bit. This is what's going to help have a little more sound with rain stick, because we just had the beans in there without the foil. Let's see what it sounds like without the foil. Stuff some in here. You're going to do this. Okay, so I got some in here. This is what it sounds like without the tin foil. Okay. It sounds more kind of like a shaker. We're not making shakers. We're making a rain stick. Alright, so we're going to add in our foil. Okay, just like so. Now, you don't need a lot of the beans and rice or whatever you guys decide to use. You don't need a whole lot, just a nice handful, right? Good handful size of the rice and beans. And a little bit more. Right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do what we did earlier. Same thing with our, go back to this. We're going to cut out to the circle again. Again, think north, south, east, west, and then draw your lines between those, or your 12, 3, 6, 9 o'clock, however you decide to call it, like that. Okay, just like that. Again, carefully, careful, careful. Scissors are sharp. Carefully cutting to the black line that you already drew, or whatever color line. You don't have to use a black Sharpie marker. You can use whatever color you want. For rain stick, keep again cutting to the line. Not cutting all the way through. We're just cutting to one. Now we're gonna do what we did before. Put it on top. Line it up. Put it on top. Okay. Take your tape and tape away. Tape away. Need to rip a little bit of your circle if you can. Make it work. Work with you. Alright, so we've wrapped it, tacked it down, so we're going to wrap it one more time with our lovely tape here. Make sure it's sealed up nicely. Beans, rice, or whatever it is you got in there. Pebbles, if you find small pebbles, pebbles will do. Seal it up, and voila, let's test it out, see if it works. Ah, how's that, guys? Yeah. All right. So now what you can do, take your crafty markers or your colored pencils or crayons, and you can color this however you want to. If you want to make it look fancy, if you want to draw a rainforest, if you want to draw some pretty flowers, you can draw some pretty flowers like mine. And make it your own. Make it beautiful. Send it to me so that way I can see it. Your wonderful creation. I'll be back next week to talk to you about our next set of instruments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.